All right, so you all are standing in the wreckage of this council room in Castle Never. The smell is just a crazy mix of like acrid burn and weird magical strange smells that you wouldn't expect. I don't know what magic smells like, but probably a mix of weird things.
Burning flesh.
Well, there's a bit of that for sure.
A little electrocautery.
Yeah.
But I mean, like a portal. Like, what would a portal smell like? You know, like
What's
on the
smell
other
that
side,
lightning,
or
like ozone?
Yeah, ozone.
yeah, like a
lightning.
little bit of petrichor, a little bit of ozone.
God, I imagine like a fresh summer rain.
I just really like saying petrichor.
Honestly, like those first drops, and you don't know it's raining, but you can smell it. That's what I
that
think.
smells nice.
I like that with a portal.
I'd like to think that a portal has a smell of like the caster's favorite food or favorite spice.
Interesting.
So there's some cardamom in the air or whatever their favorite was.
Wow, interesting. I like that too. I think there's probably a whiff of some kind of smoke that came through the portal. It smells, like a
like
campfire.
they're portaling into
Hell.
Oh,
a
They
campfire,
went
not
hell.
not like pure sulfur.
Actually.
More like burning wood.
Napalm.
Hell's antechamber.
S'mores.
Asmodeus's toilet.
The mud room.
wait a minute.
Satan's mud room.
That's just what we call it.
Amazing.
Where are my notes? What are we doing?
Oh shit.
There's a contingent of guards running down the hall. Hut, 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 hut. As everyone around you is either knocked out, bleeding from the ears, the eyes, the kneecaps. It's just it's a really messy room. So what are y'all doing in response to all the chaos?
I am not letting go of this soul stone.
Just like holding it two hands,
Yep.
football.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd probably be running around doing med checks to the best of my ability, like triaging the worst, seeing if there's anything I could do. But I'm definitely making my way over towards the bad guy corpse where there might be loot and information. I'm sliding that way.
Okay.
I walk up to Ilka and I say, are you smelling any emotions off that corpse over there?
Oh, I widen my nostrils and breathe deep. Do I smell any hopes and dreams?
Oh yeah.
So I can smell dead people now.
That's so weird.
I would say you probably smell surprise more than anything.
They did not see this coming.
Yay! Oh boo!
Neither did we.
I sensed it.
Yeah. Surprise and a hint of disappointment, like regret,
Oh,
which is,
they weren't mad, but they were disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, the guards rush in. Roll medicine.
Oh,
Anybody
sure.
who's doing medicine
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Just to see how well you're doing.
Also, I have a medicine kit. I'll follow along with Scoot and check on that.
Oh, I'm probably not the best person for this. This is purely ship knowledge, like things that I've seen and
It's relevant.
yeah. Okay. With a +1. Oh, 18. How many of these do you want? Couple?
Just one's fine.
Okay, 18.
9. I put every single person in a wrist brace, whether they need it or not.
Ice it and elevate it, ma'am.
Like his hair is on fire, and you're just like, come on, it's okay. It's okay.
This is all I got.
Yeah.
Ace bandage.
You got a tummy ache?
Kendra, did you roll too?
I don't have to roll because I have a healer's kit.
Oh, it's not like a skill check when you use that?
Stabilize a creature. Well, I'm looking for anybody who has 0 hit points.
Sure.
Yeah.
There are a couple council members that weren't really combatants that are definitely unconscious. So you're working on them. Scoot's doing more combat triage. Ilka's putting on wrist braces, and Lark is. What's your mood right now, Lark?
Desperate.
Choo-choo.
Like I do not want this soul stone to go into the wrong hands.
Okay, so like suspicious or just like alert?
It's hyper alert.
Hyper alert. Okay.
And like pretty scared that like someone's gonna dimension door back in here and take it is the second I let go of it.
Sure. None of the guards rushing in seem to be paying much attention to you. They're mostly worried about the people on the floor, trying to help them. Some like clerics and doctors, field doctors are rushing in to help with the injured people. You do hear another kind of like rumble, sort of thunder, but you realize that it's coming from the direction of the docks that were on the cliffside, and there's like a faint wisp of smoke from one of the windows of the room in the direction of the ethereal galleon.
Is that it falling back into the ocean?
And that was the
You don't
one we
know.
chose, right?
Just
Yeah.
kind of a low rumble of like explosions or wood hitting wood.
What's something it would make sense for Lark to be holding? Because I can just cantrip minor illusion into like, I don't know, a basketball or a severed head or whatever is less conspicuous. If that might set him at
Both
ease.
of those would be
More
quite
conspicuous.
conspicuous in
A
this
giant
role.
grapefruit.
2024 Player's Handbook.
Pomeranian.
I mean, Renier said that he was going to keep this thing safe, and they almost walked out with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn
That's
it into
true.
a baby.
Baby.
Make it
They'll
like
leave you alone.
make it like an infant. No one's gonna grab it. My understanding.
This is triggering my Death Stranding love.
It's gonna be like wiggling and crying. Lark's holding a sleeping baby, like a weapon. Lark, what's something it would make sense for you to hold?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then I'm gonna make your. I use big eyebrows to indicate the thing without naming it. I'm gonna make it look like something else, so no one will come try to take it.
Okay, good idea. How about some rubble?
Sure. It's a rusted helmet
Okay.
that you're clutching.
It's got
All right.
sentimental value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Is
like a
Ren-
big like spike on the top.
Good
so it's-
idea.
Yeah.
Is Rainier still in the room?
Yeah, he's unconscious as well at this point. So they're putting him onto
Okay.
a stretcher and taking him and others away at this point. You hear the guards talking amongst themselves in a sense of urgency and panic. None of them have addressed you yet, though. They're all just busily doing their jobs.
I'm moving my way over to the corpse of the bad guy
Okay.
and checking that person for loot
Roll investigation.
and
Scoop.
information. Oh, okay. Investigation. Not my strongest, but I will try. 14.
Yeah, you find some very well-maintained tools and weaponry,
Interesting.
but nothing as far as like an ID card or a memo. Small bag of gold, maybe like 50 gold. Yeah, some masterwork knives,
Interesting.
some poisons.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely showing these to Lark. The knives and the poisons and whatnot.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
Those seem definitely right up Lark's alley.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like wyvern venom. You recognize, Lark?
Oh,
Fancy.
can I take it?
Yeah.
Thanks,
I-
dude.
yeah, it's all yours.
Yeah, 2 vials of it.
2 vials of wyvern venom.
I rush over to the guards and I say, "Can you tell us more about what's happening at the docks?"
One of them looks at you and says, "Yes, there was an explosion. We don't know much more than that. We rushed here when we heard that the council room was under attack too. They could probably use help." He says,
Friends, I think we should make our way to the docks.
Can we resuscitate Rainier first? We need to talk to him.
They're taking him.
Oh,
they're like casting cure wounds on him right now, and
Nice.
he's kind of coughing and
Oh, he's
yeah,
up and
let's
about.
coming
chat with
back.
him.
Yeah,
Tell him to get back in the fight.
he's not the greatest combatant. Do you want to say that to him? Like, what are you doing?
Well, we're definitely checking on him for sure. He's an ally, and we want to show concern, if nothing else. I mean, even if we have to fake it.
Sure. So what are you saying?
Rainier, they
Just
were-
checking over near.
They were coming for Rowan Crooks.
Okay. Did they get it?
No, we stopped them. Well,
Where-
we got it. We didn't really stop them. Like 2 of them got away.
Oh, where is it?
I'm sitting on it right now.
Are you?
I think so.
Sitting
change
on
it to-
However, you're holding
oh,
it.
oh.
with
I'm
your
holding it.
arm or
I'm holding it
whatever.
in my arm.
Okay.
They did describe it as having a giant spike, so presumably.
Yeah.
Sitting on it
Not
raised
sitting on
some
this, that's true.
questions.
I was
I was
thinking it was like
picturing-
sideways, but
I was
was
not.
He says, well, if they could get it out of here, then maybe hold on to it, because,
what? How is it safer with us?
well, it's not safe in the castle.
Oh man.
We don't have a better vault.
Do we still have that handkerchief dimension door thing?
I do. I have my portable hole.
Will it fit in there?
Yes, it would.
It's filled with phylacteries.
Like
No,
a whole
no.
bunch of phylacteries.
Or did
Just-
we give those up at some point?
No, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
we
we
still
still
have
have
like
them.
You still have them, yeah.
like
No.
100 or something.
We didn't give them to Joan at some point?
I don't think so. She like
Okay.
helped you wheelbarrow some
I
of them
guess
or
I didn't
something, but
erase it, so we must still have
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Okay.
Should we take a couple out and leave them here?
there's-
is it-
16-string jack.
I am-
like,
Yeah.
oops, drop that one in.
Yeah.
I also remember Death Stranding, so
The worth of souls.
inventory
I
management.
guess it makes
drop
sense to add his soul to theirs.
Yeah,
I
is
get-
there
Oh, yeah.
is there room?
Yes, there's room.
This. Oh, well, let's keep them all then. Let's hoard the
I
phylacteries.
take out my portable hole and open it up for you
Do
to
we-
drop it inside.
Do we need to change it into something else that seems
It only
less
lasts
weird?
a minute.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. I put it in the portable hole.
Okay. Close it up and put it back in one of my pouches.
Done deal.
It's
Okay.
cantrip, so I just will keep casting it until we need it.
Seems
Okay.
like your security's a little lax, Rainier.
he says, we're doing our best here. A lot of the staff are new. I don't know. I can't justify myself to you right now, Lark. Is everyone safe?
Yeah, we'll head down to the docks. Anybody of the NPCs got a cure wounds or something they want to slap on me real fast?
Oh, sure. One of the clerics is like, pew.
All right.
I will also take that.
Zap you with some sun magic. It's
about how many?
Let's see. Regular cure wounds is a D8. We'll say 2D8.
I would benefit from such a thing
plus 3.
if we're just passing them out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I would also like
The total number is 15.
Oh,
great.
That was better than I rolled.
Pew, pew, pew.
Excellent. All right.
Let's go.
What do you do?
Yeah, heading down to the smoke.
Yep.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, I follow behind Lark.
Okay. Yeah, you notice the security detail of Castle Never is coming alive, and the doors are more heavily guarded. It seems like they weren't expecting this, which is kind of disappointing. Like they're not the most well-trained guards right now.
Are we getting any? Is it just because they're inexperienced, like all the real, like the veteran soldiers went off to war and now they're on a skeleton crew, or what's the reason for why this attack happened?
You would know that prior to this, the masks were in charge of a lot of the security around Neverwinter,
Mhm.
like the mercenary company.
Yeah.
And they all pulled out. And so now like everyone else who was behind is either doing like double duty or hiring new people.
Gotcha.
So there's that.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing we were here,
No kidding.
or that they came to where we were.
Right.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, just, poor strategic planning on their part. Anyway, you make your way down to the docks, out the front door of the castle, running down the street towards the western cliff along the river, and you come upon a switchbacking wooden scaffold that kind of connects to various ledges sticking out from the side of the cliff, overlooking the ocean. The sun is setting, I believe, so it's quite picturesque when you reach the western shore. The wind is blowing. It's cool. It's late fall. Your collar is kind of ruffle in the wind.
Zay takes a moment to enjoy that.
It's a
But
nice,
just a moment.
It's a nice reprieve. And below you can see that the ethereal galleon is, this really striking ship. 3 mainsails. The back end of it is kind of blown out. All the windows are shattered, and there's a huge hole on the side facing you towards the back end of it. And there's a fire burning inside of it. And you can see various guards conjuring water and running buckets, trying to put it out. It's kind of pandemonium down there, though. But you don't see any sign of like combat or struggle. Immediately, at least.
How high above the cliffs are we?
Oh, you're maybe like 60 feet up vertically.
Does it seem like a fireball or like a projectile or something, like a cannonball? What hit it?
Like something exploded from the inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there any rope around, anything I could rig up, something like a quick fireman's pole type situation?
Yeah.
Let's do that. I would grab rope, tie off a knot, get us ready so we could kind of rappel down.
Sure. Easy to do. You have the skills.
Do any people seem to be in imminent danger?
No.
No? Okay. I will not control water then.
Okay.
Not till we get down there.
So you all rappel?
I could just do it from
Yeah.
here.
Oh, okay.
Sick. Like emergency responders, you all make your way down quickly.
Hut, hut, hut,
So
hut,
cool.
hut, hut.
Yeah.
We're inspiring.
I want that sound. Zzz.
Yep.
You spool it around yourself and it just makes that noise on your shirt.
Yep, all the way
On your
down.
chiseled chest.
I don't know about that, but
He's just making it with his mouth.
feels chiseled.
Someone's got a self-belay tool.
Was that my abs?
It was silent before I added it.
And what do you do when you get down there?
I go and I start looking for ways to make repairs. I'm
Okay.
jumping on that ship. Again, I'm familiar. I've done ship stuff, and I'm assuming I've put out ship fires before.
Yes, there's plenty of things to do, and you know what to do, so you jump on it immediately. Do you want to roll, I don't know, like a tool kit of yours or
Navigator's tools.
athletics?
Oh, athletics. I would love to roll athletics.
Yeah.
Let's see. With a 12, it's a 20.
Pretty good. So you're leaping into the fray.
It's as best as I can do, man. Yeah.
Leap into the fray, start grabbing big buckets of water from you see there's a couple caves like extending into the mountainside, the cliffside. And that's where they're pulling the water from. One of the cave mouths is very webby, very spidery. It's bigger than the other ones. And you hear a clicking sound coming from there, like a kind of frantic clicking sound. But none of the people seem to be going that way. They're all kind of...
Is it friend Corlith?
Is that Starweaver?
It does sound like
is.
Corlith clicking. Yes.
I go to the cave.
Okay. And you like look
Corlith!
around.
I holler out,
You hear a...
Corlith, are
and
you
a lot
okay?
of skittering. You just hear more...
I put up some dancing lights and I go in looking to see if Corlith is good or damaged or something else.
And you, about 30 feet in around a slight bend, you see this massive spider, Corlith the Starweaver, sort of like teal and like peacock feather kind of colors, drops down and addresses you and just starts like clicking and waving her spinnerets and her legs in a panic. But you don't know what she's saying.
I follow and I cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Ah, okay. And you immediately start hearing that she's saying that they took it. They took the egg. They took the eggs. Help me, help me.
Are they your eggs?
Yes. Further in. Further in.
They went further in, or they took the eggs further in?
Yes.
I call out and I say, we have to go further in to rescue her eggs.
A man in black, the one that started the fire.
A man in black. He's the one who started the fire.
Why would he steal spider eggs?
Lark, what are you up to while this is going down?
I was helping Scoot.
Do you guys part ways or do you...
My idea was that I would at least keep an eye contact or at least have an idea where my group went.
Yep.
And as soon as it seemed like I needed to go with them, I was going to try to queue up like a few, if I had information to give, like queue up a few things that people should do and then bang out.
Sure, yeah.
So-
Like you give the seasoned ship crew member at perspective on what to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, the fires are quenched more quickly thanks to you.
Yay.
Do I have any insight on why someone would want giant spider eggs? Are they good for something?
Roll Arcana.
Dinner. Breakfast.
Wait, gross, actually.
10.
You think they might be delicious. They're hefty. They're like
Big.
2 foot, big old eggs.
Man, you gotta want them real bad to take on an angry mother spider.
How many eggs did he take?
She says, many.
Many.
I can feel him moving in my webs further in, but I can't get in there myself.
She can still feel him moving through his webs further in.
Did you go into the cave? Are we in there now, or?
I'm assuming at some point we made it. I don't
Sure,
know.
yeah, you guys
Yeah.
kind of trail in as this conversation is wrapping up.
Yeah, I ran in first. Zay followed.
So I guess we're all in there now, and
Yeah.
you've caught us up to speed.
Mhm.
Cool.
Why
Okay.
why can't she go further in?
Is she too big?
Yeah, she says, there's been a cave in.
Oh, okay. Well, we can deal with that.
We can.
So some dude who started a fire took many eggs through a cave in. How? How big
He
is it?
maybe
Cave
caused
in
the cave
afterwards.
in after.
Oh, sure.
The standard SWOJ.
Just that 2 or 3 times.
I guess I'm picturing like alien, like a 3 foot tall egg.
Not quite that big,
Zay,
but yeah.
Zay, how big were her spider eggs?
They're like 2 feet.
There's actually a wide range, too. There's little ones, big
Let's
ones.
see what I was. Yeah.
Jerk. All right, let's go get him.
Is there many paths that we could potentially go down? How will I ask her? How will we know which paths to follow?
She gives you a complex series of directions immediately, very precise, like this many feet, slight right, 30 degrees, 80 more feet. I can still feel him moving that way.
I quick jot them down and say, "Let's go."
Awesome.
I only know the metric system.
We'll do what we can, Your Majesty.
She measures an imperial, surprisingly.
Oh, crazy.
She's studied, yeah.
I put up purple lights and head after Zay.
Yeah, start trucking down.
All right, the ground is very sticky as you go further. There's
I
webs
bow as I
covering
leave.
everything.
Yeah.
She blinks her eyes in acknowledgement.
All of them.
It's kind of like all at different times, too. It's, you know.
Terrifying.
That's got to be
Little
a long
terrifying.
time to wait.
And you come upon like a half caved in tunnel. It's not like you could still pick over the rock, but like a giant spider couldn't squeeze through it.
Mhm.
You just keep going?
Oh, yeah.
Following the directions?
Can we clear the rock?
Yeah.
I feel like Mama Spider in Mama Spider Rage is going to be a useful ally in getting her eggs back.
Yeah. How long would it take Scoot at full athletics?
At full athletics, all pistons going. Maybe 5-10 minutes. It's a decent amount of rock.
Can we mold earth?
That would work.
I think a combination. Why not?
I can. Yeah, I can excavate loose earth.
Yep.
I got you 19 on athletics.
Yeah,
5 feet at a time.
Takes you about 5 minutes.
All right. So
Clear
now
out.
she can follow if she chooses.
And you hear gung, 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 as she kind of fills the tunnel behind you.
Good.
You keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, ahead of you, after about another 150 feet, you find a dead end. And at the dead end is a man with a black mask in black armor, holding a dagger to one of the eggs and just kind of staring at all of you and threatening it like a hostage situation type thing. And he's saying, "Don't come any closer. I'll do it."
Who are you?
Yeah, what's your deal?
He says, "Let me leave.
Why'd you blow up our ship?
Let me leave."
We have to ask some questions first.
Doesn't seem to be willing to answer questions.
Can I have that egg?
Absolutely not. Don't
This
come any
is-
closer. How close are you guys right now? Like, where do you stop when
We
you see
probably
this?
stopped
Where did he see us?
Maybe like 50 feet away.
50 feet.
35.
But he's just got one egg, right? Like the rest of the eggs are okay.
Yeah, where are they?
There, I mean, he's got like a bundle of them under
Yeah, but
his
he's only
arm.
gonna be able
There's
to
more of
stab
them
one
around
of
his
them.
feet.
We could Kaiser Soze this whole thing. Just-
You're not wrong.
Are you guys
Zay
inching
feel
closer?
about this?
Are you guys inching closer?
no.
What is Starweaver doing?
She has stopped. She is
Okay.
very worried about her eggs.
I also will stop. This can't be worth it for an omelet. What are you doing? Why do you want these eggs?
Can you transform him into something?
Sure, that
He's
won't
reaching
give
into his
us
jacket and
answers.
pulling out like some kind of a vial of something like orange and volatile looking. And he's getting ready to like uncork it with his mouth. Like,
I'm gonna turn him into a cicada. Because I'm
what's the
about
DC?
done with that.
16, 17 now?
Where's my? He gets 1d4 minus 2 hit points.
Well,
Roll initiative first, please.
Oh,
just to
right
see.
before I just cast it. Do I get to hit him? Where's my
Yeah.
Everybody?
No, well,
No.
just
polymorph
for
as
now.
an AOE? Love it. No, it's just one. He needs wisdom.
he
16.
wants you to roll initiative to see.
just to
if
see, since
you-
you're staring
if you-
right at each other, to see like who's the quicker on the
My
draw.
brain.
I also have something I'd like to try,
17.
but she got a pretty good in it, so I'm not gonna.
Okay, that's faster than his, so
Great.
we'll resolve this first.
Cool. He
Uh,
needs a high wisdom save.
He gets a 13.
I turn him into a little cicada.
Okay, and he turns into a little cicada, and the potion that he was holding starts to like tumble
Uh-oh.
through the
Now-
air.
Now my action.
Okay,
If you want me an initiative to see how I do, to see if I can even do it.
I think it's okay because you're not testing against him now.
All right.
So
And you said I was 50 feet.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna rate.
35, you said.
I creeped up to 35. You're gonna give me 35.
Mhm.
All right. I'm rushing in then. My
Okay.
intention was to just charge and try to tackle him.
Okay.
Since I had enough to do that and I could do it with the rage. But if I can, I'm sprinting and now I'm going for the potion first, the egg second.
Okay.
Just trying to get underneath them at this point.
Sure.
And if just stop
Roll
him from breaking.
acrobatics to see how that goes.
Okay. That would be a 1, but I'm lucky. So I'm going to really press my luck and roll the same die. Okay, that's a 14.
14. Okay. You catch the potion, but not the egg at the same time, and it kind of just bounces and rolls on the ground. It seems like it's not like shattered by
Okay.
falling a few feet.
All right.
But you do catch the potion like right as it hits the ground.
And-
you pat it.
Is the cork still in the cicada's mouth?
I think the cork fell down. Yeah. The cork is maybe on top of the cicada, kind of like it's pinning one wing, and so it can't like fly away.
Cicada doesn't have a mouth. That's why I picked it.
Really?
It can't bite you.
Oh, really?
Full-grown cicadas breed and die. They don't even eat.
Oh my god.
Neat.
What the?
All right. Well, if there's a small pebble around,
I have
I
no
would
mouth and I must scream.
I would put that on the other wing and then grab the cork.
Okay.
and it's gently stopper the thing.
And Corlith like zooms over you and scoops up all of her eggs and tucks them under her tummy and kind of sticks them there.
And I'm still working on this cork very gingerly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm holding it in the air. Hopefully an adult will come by and take this from me.
Do we have any idea what's in it?
Do we have any adults in the party?
Do we know about
Would
orange?
Lark be our best bet for
We know about poison.
You got good dexterity.
if it's
Come
a
take this.
poison or something?
I'll come take the poison. I don't have like poisoner's toolkit or anything like that, so I have a ton of that.
I'm
but
worried is that it's an explosive.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
come take it.
Orange makes me think explosive.
But
so.
as far as like figuring out what it is, I don't have. I probably have the same chance
We
as
could
anybody.
pour a
to figure
drop
it
of it
out.
on the cicada and see what happens.
Oh, jeez.
It's a
We need some
bioweapon.
answers from him.
It doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah.
I know we have to wait
Say-
14 years.
Zay rushes over and cups the cicada and between her two hands to carry it out of the cave.
Pick it up
Okay.
14 years later.
Yeah, we'll go bury it.
If you still have speak with animals,
I do.
so you can still speak to it. They have a chirping communication. They just can't bite.
Nice.
So you could ask this little.
So rub your legs together to talk to him.
Do you want to talk to it or just get out of there?
For right now, maybe we should get out of the cave.
Wait, do we have another jar?
Sure.
With a stopper?
Sure.
Let's put the cicada in the jar.
Perfect.
Yeah, they can't get away.
Yeah.
Great. I have one here. Here's an empty vial.
Okay.
I get the
carefully
plastic
make sure
topper
it ends in
and
there.
put a couple holes in it,
It's
and
a
then I wait and I find
So
some
it has
grass
air.
and a leaf.
He's in there
So
for
it feels like home.
1 hour. 1 hour duration.
Okay.
As long as Lucky doesn't
get that.
trip and lose concentration.
I
We should go somewhere where if he escapes, he can't fly away.
Yeah.
want to put him into
You guys
a
are really
bigger
concerned
jar.
about this kid. Do you guys really want a pet?
No.
No,
I mean,
we just
We
want to
wanna
ask this guy. We want to talk to him.
Why did he steal the spider eggs?
Why did he blow up the ship?
These feel like really important plot
Yeah.
points.
okay. Well, where do you go from here?
And also, yes, I really want a pet.
A terrarium shop?
Corlith is back with her main brood, just like placing the eggs back gingerly, and she kind of acknowledges you as you're going by and seems full of gratitude, as much as a giant spider can. You know, just kind of bowing a little herself to Lark,
Does she
to
know
Scoot.
why someone would want spider eggs? Did we ask her that already?
It seems like they were just like hostages.
Just hostages?
Maybe.
I don't know if they're like some.
She says, he rushed in. Didn't seem to have much of a plan.
Oh, I bet you he was running away from the explosion, went to the first dark place, didn't realize it was a spider cave, and then tried to get something so that he could get past the spider on the way back out.
That makes sense.
Occam's razor. I like that.
Cicada chirps its wings.
All right.
Let's
I have
start-
about 5 minutes left on
Oh.
my spell.
Okay.
Talk to the cicada, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we need to ask the cicada some questions.
All right. What do you want me to ask him, guys?
Why
Who
did he
are
blow
you?
up the ship? Why'd he blow up the ship?
Are you willing to talk to us?
Yes.
Oh, he says yes. We might transform you back if if you answer our questions. Why did you blow up our ship?
I know how polymorph works.
He knows how.
This isn't
He called
permanent.
my bluff, guys. Yeah, but she has. You don't know how many spell slots she has left. Over and
You're
over.
gonna be
I
really
can take a guesstimate.
You're gonna be really uncomfy if you morph back out inside a glass tube.
is there any water nearby?
Yeah, there's all the water for putting out the fires.
Okay.
Outside.
I add a
Tubs.
drop to the vial.
Okay. Okay.
I just thought you were thirsty. Are you still thirsty? Huh? No? You got some words?
What do you need to know? I'll talk.
Intimidation.
He says
sent
to
you?
say, "Who sent me? A Zentarim lieutenant.
I relay that.
Out of Waterdeep.
information. Mm.
Name
Ask,
of.
ask him what. Yeah, a name would be helpful, but ask him why he tried to blow up the ship.
Why did you try to blow up our ship?
It was meant to be a diversion to distract the guard and give us time to make our way into the castle.
What did the Zentrim want with an object in the castle?
It's not our job to ask that question. We were just supposed to get it.
Who sent you?
A lieutenant.
Zentrim lieutenant.
What's the name of the lieutenant?
His name was Crowell.
Crowell. Do we recognize that name?
No, you
I
don't.
don't think so.
He was operating out of Amphale.
Oh, what do you know about Amphale?
Yeah.
He says,
Another drop comes in.
Fine.
It's working. Good job.
He says, all I know is we were supposed to grab a stone from the castle and bring it back to the spiral cavern.
Oh.
That cave in the mountains.
Back to the spiral cavern.
What are they doing in the spiral cavern?
All
What are they
kinds
doing
of
in the
stuff.
spiral
I don't
cavern?
know. I try to stay away from it. Seems like a dangerous place to be to me.
Did they tell you which stone?
I assume that you're translating all
I
this.
am.
Yeah, I keep looking at Zay.
You all hear this.
Yeah.
What to do with the stone?
Did they tell you which stone?
Which stone? Yes. An 18-inch obsidian crystal. They said it was in a magically sealed chest in the council chamber.
Oh, they lied. Yeah, wasn't there. They failed.
Really, they set you up for destruction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what happened to the others?
If I have knives. Do you have the knives from that one
Yeah,
guy we
I'll
killed?
take- I'll
we
take-
got them all.
Take out some knives and show them to the little cicada.
This kid is silent.
We killed that one and then used those knives on the other two. Now, is there any dirty water nearby?
Yeah.
Okay,
lots.
I get a little bit of dirty water. Now I have that.
Zay's translating this whole thing and
Peeling
like
away.
I'm just imagining how well she's doing at the deception. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't mention that part. I'm bad at that.
But no words were necessary. We just needed to show them.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little uncertain about what we're doing to
The
this.
ethics.
Cicada
Yeah,
water
this
board.
cicada.
Interrogation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
It's crawling up the.
No one
You
doubts
said you put a
that's
leaf in
good.
there too, so it's like sitting on top of the leaf.
Oh, yeah, I give it a fair chance.
Okay.
I'm not a monster.
But it's not talking anymore. It's just scared at this point.
Ah.
Zay, did it say what they're doing in the spiral cavern?
Do you know what they're doing in the spiral cavern?
I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I know that there's all kinds of things coming and going. They're installing defenses in there. There's dragons. There's these deer creatures called peritons
Oh, there's some deer creatures called
I remember those things.
peritons.
with big fangs, big pointy teeth.
Nice.
Triggering.
They're Krampus's response to Santa's reindeer.
Like I said, a
Oh,
dangerous
right.
place.
Did we ever get this?
Yeah, they were invented by the Krampus. How'd you know?
Did we get the cicada's name?
No.
Who are you?
What's your name?
Crom.
Crom. His name's Crom, guys.
Is it possible to do an inside check on a cicada?
Yeah.
I can insight him. I have pretty high insight.
What are you trying to just
No,
like whether
I
or not he's
don't.
being honest about his name?
11.
You didn't catch what his name was. You think he's just tripping.
Should we turn this guy? Oh, more questions?
Yeah, I think. Is there any way into the spiral cavern that he knows of, but other than through the moon hole and the main cavern entrance?
Yeah, where were you supposed to return the obsidian object to?
Through the main cavern entrance to the central room of the cavern where all the leadership hang out.
Leadership hangs out in the central
Security's
cavern.
pretty tight in there.
Security's pretty tight.
Okay.
How is there like a password or something to get inside?
No, I'm
Or
afraid
do
not.
they all
Security's
just
constantly
recognize each
changing.
other?
Yeah. Daily codes, IDs. At this point, everybody knows everyone. Tight ship.
It's a tight ship, guys.
Man.
I'd say the easiest way would be through the big hole above the cavern. Like they didn't seal it up for some reason. I think they use it for the dragons to get in and out. But it's a massive security weakness, if you ask me.
Thanks.
Not that
little
it's my job to
cicada.
give that kind of advice. They wouldn't listen anyway.
Oh, do you know a friend named Bronk?
Bronk? From Waterdeep? Yeah, I know him.
How is he planning to get back?
How were you planning to get back?
On foot.
Oh, on
Dang.
foot.
Through the woods. By cover of night.
With the stone? How many of there were you?
4, he says.
What are you going to do
So he's the
now?
fourth.
Because you can't take the stone back. Can you show your face?
Do I have a choice? He says.
We can turn him over to the guards.
Or he can be our cicada pet.
For another 56 minutes?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I think we should turn him over to the guards.
Yeah.
Would you like to be our pet?
He says, that's really demeaning.
Oh,
You're not wrong.
He says no, Ilka.
It's a neat idea.
He's getting pretty conversational, though.
He's answering our questions.
Yeah.
I must have charmed him.
He's just
You charmed
scared
a
of the
person.
water.
It's a powerful deterrent.
Yeah.
I like water.
He says, "Here's the one thing I know that you might care about is that I heard some of the leadership talking about using the Radiant Citadel as a base of operations. They wanted to go to this place called the Radiant Citadel and sort of lord over it. I've never been myself.
Have you heard any news about Kalimvor's wall?
Don't know what that is.
Okay.
How about the Wall of the Faithless?
Nope. Not my cup of tea.
I want to know if we need to break it or
Or stop it from being broken?
It'd be helpful to know.
Hey, do you know ask it if it knows anything about Manchun?
What do you
Do
want
you
to
know
ask
anything
him?
about Manchun?
What do you want to know about Manchun?
Is he working with the Zentrum? Is that the wrong question?
I've heard rumors
Huh?
that one of the guys in charge is named Manchun. But that name gets whispered around. Nobody likes to say it openly.
Hmm. He thinks they might be working with Manchun.
Wow. The plot thickens.
Yeah. Nancy.
You would know that Nancy, his lair when you went there the first time, was at the top of a tower that was guarded and ran by a bunch of Zentrum.
Zentrum.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He was,
yeah,
he was
that's right.
commanding them.
He was the head of the Zentrum in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we should turn the cicada over to the guards.
Agreed.
Agreed.
You do so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the help, but we just can't have you running around blowing up cool ships.
Put
You're
in a good
gonna
word for me.
wanna let him out of that within the next half hour or so.
You say it to the guards?
I say to the guards.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, and unless there's more pressing agenda items for you guys, the situation calms down a bit on the dock. Corlith, after her babies are secure, helps with putting out the fire and patching up the ship again. It seems like it's still flight-worthy. It's just got huge holes on the sides that are patched up with webbing, and kind of the back end of it's all held together loosely, a bit more loosely than before.
Which, pound for pound, is stronger than steel cable.
Oh my
Spider silk.
God.
Yeah.
I feel like
Cannon.
maybe we should take one of the other ships, though. And we could do the grappler one or whatever.
You gather that this actually kind of makes the ship more maneuverable. Like it can turn more quickly
Weighs
with
less.
holes.
Having the giant holes in it?
Yeah, it
Oh,
might be
all
a
right.
little shakier.
It's an
but
upgrade.
It's
Okay.
more maneuverable. Yeah.
What a piece of junk. Yeah.
But
Listen,
it's
kid.
lighter.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
titanium weave.
Right.
Yeah. So,
How fast would you say it could do the Kessel run?
In about 36 parsecs.
Dang.
Hi,
Scott.
do we think we
Disappointing.
need to?
I've got a
Wait.
spec sheet for it since you asked if I can send it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe in a bit.
Sorry
So
to
we've
cut you
been
off.
offered a crew. Do we know when they're meant to arrive?
You would probably have to ask Renair or one of his lieutenants.
Oh.
But we can kind of narrate like broader actions since there's no like time urgency now
Yeah.
necessarily. Like, what do you guys want to do with your evening?
We should take a long rest
I think, yep.
Mhm.
That's one priority. Yep.
Yeah.
and then prepare for the flight to Amphail. Like marshal the forces, send the army down.
Sharpen weapons,
Yeah. Ultimate
Get
goal is to
food.
get to the Radiant City.
Prep montage.
prep
Yep.
montage.
Uh,
If this was an 80s movie, there'd be a song with the title of the movie
Yep.
in the song.
cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is cool.
So, okay. So you long rest. In your dreams, you become stronger. Lark's, your skill set just like dramatically changes. Not
Yeah,
dramatically.
Not dramatically,
ostensibly.
but yeah, I think Lark was inspired by the fight that they just had to sort of focus more on the kind of hidden ways of combat
Yeah.
as opposed to more showy ones.
Yes.
Because that was a pretty devastating fight.
Shows what a few well-trained people can do. Okay, so the next day you check in with Renair and start to like get everything together.
I would for sure put my axe back together.
Shink.
I'd have to go someplace because that is also a 30-foot AoE. We never discussed if that was optional or not. So I just assume every time I split it or join it again, it's this huge boom.
We'll say it's not optional, yeah.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Like out on a cliff.
Yeah.
You all hear a kung at like 1 in the morning.
Yep.
Dig
Yep.
it.
Sound like fission
Dawn
or
ritual.
fusion, whichever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then leveling up, and I got really focused on crits during that sleep, and now I crit even harder.
As opposed to the other times. When you,
Yeah, those are mild crits,
Mhm.
and now instead of having triple damage, I have quadruple damage. That is my
Aw, yeah.
that's my yeah, and also a little bit more damage when I rage. That's it. Mechanically,
the
and
montage is Scoot swinging at training dummies and just like exploding
trees,
them. Trees.
trees, sir. The big ones, the ones that get you sort of noted on nature forums. Like, who's this doing
Aw.
clear cutting?
Yeah. Aw, like the old growth trees.
Hopefully not, but yeah, probably. I probably didn't think that far ahead.
Sad. Okay.
And I put a new grip on the axe.
Oh, nice.
It's a different color. That's the only difference.
What color is it?
Different than it was before.
Purple?
Probably a purple gray.
Cool.
I think it's sort of mixing. It doesn't know what it wants to be just yet.
I
Hmm.
approve.
Hmm.
Basically, my hair.
Yeah.
Ilka feels more focused, I think is the phrasing for that. Little stronger, and then mainly that opponents will have to do a little better in overcoming her various charms and spells and whatnot.
Yeah.
As my stats nudge up.
Since we're going around.
Yeah, Zay spends the night in a little wooded section of the city.
Not the same one as Scoot.
Not the same one as Scooter. She would have been very upset by what he was doing to those trees. And she communes a little bit with nature. By the end of her meditation, she feels like she knows the spirits of the grass and the rocks and the trees and the roots around her a little bit more.
They all
like
want to
maybe
know
she
you
could
too.
call upon
Yeah.
them, yeah.
Yeah. You sense that you have kind of like a fan base in nature wherever you go. Like just the spirits of the things around you are listening. Just at any given time.
Yeah, she's listening right back.
Yep. Well, in the morning, you are all called to the council chamber again by Renair. He sends aides to come find you, wherever you are that evening.
I end the night in our tower.
Okay. It's looking good. It's been well maintained.
Nice.
The
Are the
ripples are
ripples
up there.
there?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say they've all been kind of setting up shop and getting ready themselves because they want to come with you on this voyage. When you get there, he starts with thank you. And he gives
Yay.
you all breakfast baskets.
Oh, I start digging right in.
I'm all
Yeah.
about it.
The room is amazingly well repaired for having just been shattered the day before. Like people have been busy overnight.
Yeah.
The table's back where it was, mostly repaired. A lot of people are wearing wrist splints. Doesn't seem like they really need them, but they're like nursing their the noblemen are like, oh, my wrist.
Maybe more than even
Yeah.
were there yesterday.
They're all like war heroes now. Yeah.
They were being sold on the street when we were
Yep.
walking in.
I think like Ilka having like 15 wrist splints, it just makes sense, why not? He invites you all to discuss your plans with these forces and these ships. Are you assaulting the Moonhole? Are you rallying an army? What?
I mean, we weren't going to assault the moon hole until you brought it up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about assaulting the moon hole even before anybody brought it up.
Jesus Christ.
Was I the only one? Shit. That's embarrassing.
Uh,
So
You
we're not assaulting the moon hole then?
No, I think
taking offensive action
Yeah,
against the Moonhole.
against the moon hole.
Yeah, we need you were gonna have the army march down. We're gonna you're marshaling the forces. We're
Okay.
gonna have them march against the Spiral Mountain, and we're gonna go in through the Moonhole and get up to the Radiant Citadel.
My
And
biggest concern is we go in and the gem isn't there. And then what? We wait till someone comes back.
We could scout it first.
Yeah, Renair said we could send scouts ahead of time
I thought it was really well defended.
yeah, how can the scouts find out?
very carefully.
All right, I trust them.
Well, if they can get in, we could get in.
Well,
Then we wouldn't have to
Maybe.
Halo drop through the Moonhole.
what if they're
maybe.
like a moth or something?
I mean, we could do that.
Then they can scout,
Are we
but they can't get the
true.
rock back.
So we're sneaking in the moon hole. We're not assaulting the moon hole.
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I think we should just go in and try to take over the spiral cavern.
Yeah.
If there's enough of us, we feel like that could
Rhaenyra
be.
says we have very little information about what's on the other side of the Concord Jewel. So do you have any idea what to expect when you get there?
Yeah, we've been.
describe all the things I know about the Radiant Citadel.
Okay, he says, yes, we knew all of those things that you know
We got the
already.
stuff from Crom.
We've had some refugees come back and describe it to us.
So you actually
during
knew
the
quite a
war.
bit about what's on the other side.
Well, we know like the general layout, but I'm just saying currently we
like
don't
how
know.
many people have they brought
Oh,
over?
what's the sit
Are
rep?
they...
What's the sit rep,
Yeah.
exactly. The last we heard from one of the last refugees to leave the Radiant Citadel is that crime was on the rise in the Citadel, which is unusual because usually the place has very little to no crime, which makes me think that bad actors may have been trying to destabilize the place to some degree
Oh.
ahead of time. So that's what I know.
Have we passed on the information from Crom?
Should we say yes?
I would assume
Yeah.
we were adding that information.
yeah,
And
sure.
at this point, Crom would have unpolymorphed, so they could have talked to Crom as well.
Mhm.
So, was that information Rhaenyra all had then by this
Yeah,
point?
so he's saying, so we're assuming that the combined forces at Amphale, the Masks, the Zentarim, whoever is there, they are trying to take over the Radiant Citadel and use it as a base for multiplanar operations.
That's what we understand as well.
Right. Doesn't seem like a good thing.
No, we want to stop that.
So, how do we approach it? Send scouts ahead of time?
I would say scouts, yes. I like scouts.
Are we sending people on foot as well?
How far is this travel?
It's about a week on foot for a large
Yeah,
army.
you have an army, right? You're sending the army,
It's a small army, but yeah.
and that it's too big to fit in the galleon.
Yeah, you could fit, like at maximum capacity, each of the ships holds about 50.
And your army's several hundred.
It's about 550
It's a
or so.
long time of waiting. Surely we can fly someone in closer range as a scout and have them sneak in rather than them spend a week on foot.
Yes,
I see what you're
yeah.
saying.
By air, it's about a day and a half to 2 days.
Get the armies moving, drop off a couple scouts.
Do you want to join the scouts?
Well, we were gonna go in through the moon hole when the army got there and created the distraction, and then get into the Concord Jewel and go up to the Radiant Citadel.
All right.
But
Yeah.
Zay was pointed out that we wouldn't necessarily know that it would be there, so the scouts are going to let us know before we do that.
Right. I'm just saying, do you want to go with them to like see what you can see?
I mean, so we would also scout.
I'm a
Oh,
bad
the
scout.
4 of you. Okay.
I'm a good scout.
He's a good scout.
I'm a great scout.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
would-
have to. I'm just asking if you'd
Sure.
like to join them. We have some wizards that can cast invisibility and fly spells. We have a few druids.
Well, if we're going to
You
go
can
that
match
route,
it.
then yeah.
Yeah, I
Solid.
mean, it sounds like that's what we're going to do.
Adventure.
You want to buff me up? Let's do it.
All right.
Put me in front of all the cicadas. I'll take them out.
Any other planning ahead of time?
Do you have any magical items of sneakiness?
Some.
Like, what do you
Stuff that
got?
you're probably used to.
Yeah?
Potions of invisibility.
Oh, I was looking for... How about like a magical armor or rings or...
Nothing
Pendants.
that's, I don't know. No, I mean,
Okay.
not at this time. He says, what's the plan for once you reach the Radiant Citadel?
We don't know yet. We're
Yeah,
got scout.
your scouts were are going to tell us where to go, I'm assuming.
Well, in part, I want to go to the Grove of the Ancients and return Zelifarn's soul to him.
Oh, once we're in the Radiant
Once
Citadel,
we're
what
in
are we
the
going to do?
Radiant
Yeah, like
Citadel.
once you get to the
Yeah.
ethereal plane.
Oh, I see.
All the way
We're
over
going to
there.
disrupt the operations of Manchun and save the universe, save the multiverse.
I'm going to look for some good sales, like shopping.
Yeah, you had some kobold armorers that were going to be looking for some good armor for you the last time you were
Yeah.
there.
I
mean, they owe
also
you.
want to gather information about the Kalimvor's wall, so
Yeah.
we can understand more clearly what we need to do.
So they're going for pleasure or work. I'm going for pleasure.
Mhm.
I blew that joke. Cool.
You're the editor. You can say it again.
Cut, shift, paste.
And everyone laughed.
We keep that.
Yeah,
Cheers.
keep the giant laugh. You like cut everything in between there.
All right.
Fine.
Well, we'll send scouts immediately
Yes.
and get the foot soldiers marshaled and ready to go, yeah?
Yeah, and I guess we're going with the scouts.
And you're
Yeah.
using the ethereal galleon to fly once you get back.
That was the stealthy
That's
one,
the
right?
plan.
Yeah.
The one
So
that's
we're gonna-
all doctored up with spiderweb?
Yep.
Doctored up with spiderweb?
Yep. Great. He says, well, we'll get your crew ready so when you get back, they're ready to fly.
Sweetness.
Awesome.
Do we have any dragons around?
They are not willing to help. The 3 that you flew back with.
Yeah.
And the other ones from the way of the balanced scale are not available.
Okay.
They're doing
Oh, wait,
other
so we got to
things.
walk all the way there and back?
The galleon.
Oh, we could take the
Galleon.
galleon
Yeah.
now.
You could.
Okay, great.
We're gonna stealth
Oh,
out on the galleon.
can-
Yeah. I just
yeah,
wanted to see if the
we can
dragons wanted to
stealth.
get in on this
Got it,
cicada
got it.
action, but it sounds like they're gonna take a break.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
I assume every enemy's a cicada now.
It's a safe assumption.
I should have checked where we are in the hatch cycle. Because then it would be an extremely conspicuous morph. What's a cicada doing? It's only year 7.
yeah.
That's information everyone has ready and available.
Yes.
Everybody in the room gets out their calendars. Not this year.
That's just what it says on the page.
Not this
Is-
year.
Not this year in
Cicada
red.
page.
Just over and over. Is the galleon such that Scoot can pilot it? Like, do you drive it like a normal ship?
Well, you guys would be inserting your spell jamming helm at the helm of the ship. So you need
Okay.
someone to play music to move it.
I could probably make that happen.
Yeah.
I also have a tuba,
Yes.
or
You
we'll find
do?
one.
Where is
The
it?
more people that help, the more effective it is. So
Oh, okay.
We'll teach a couple sea shanties
I've got a rhythm stick.
I have a shawm.
tink tink.
between us.
Great.
And if I don't have a tuba, I'll sound like a tuba.
Boom,
Boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
For a
So
day and a half.
You make ready to sail and head down to the ethereal galleon.
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah.
great.
I'm having it.
Can we
Tuba.
sneak up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're sneaking
Okay.
up with the tuba?
To the spiral cavern.
As you're making your way down to the dock, you see, as you're coming down the wooden switchbacks, there are people loading supplies in, a few scouts, like battle-ready looking wizards and soldiers of different persuasions. Small crew, but significant. You're stopped on the wooden dock by a man with a huge purple hat. And he bows to you. You recognize him as your old friend, Zardazord.
Sorry.
Whoa.
He says, "My
Hi,
friends,
hi, Zardos.
it's been too long."
Has it?
Yes.
Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
I dig in my breakfast basket and offer him like a bagel with some schmear.
He accepts it and takes a big chomp. And he grins at the 4 of you rakishly
Mm-hmm.
and
Is
says,
there any other way?
Yes.
I was just on my way out and thought that I might say hello to my old friends.
I'm glad you did.
Hopefully not for the last time.
Why?
Looks
Where
like
are
you're-
you
sounds
headed?
ominous.
Well, it looks like you're going on some sort of a serious mission.
Aren't we always?
I suppose so.
Where are you headed?
I'm headed to Waterdeep. It's been a long time since I've been back. I figured it's
Oh.
about time. We're
You know,
taking the
us
Sea
as-
Maiden's Fair down the shore.
Us as well.
Can you deliver a message for us?
Well, that's why I came up here, to see if you wanted me to talk to anyone or deliver any messages for you on the way down.
Yeah, we have one.
What is it?
We would
Lay it
love you
on
to
me.
ask the masked lords if they would help attack the Spiral Mountain. What we're hoping for is a kind of. Are you familiar with the Battle of the Five Armies?
I've heard the tales
This better be a yes.
by Z.R.R. Zolkin.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're hoping for. So we're going to be bringing a force down from the north, and if there could be another force from Waterdeep up to heading up from the south.
He says, well, I have an in with the masked lords, and he gives you a big showy wink.
I wink back, but again, it's both eyes because Lark's bad at winking.
He says, yes, I'll talk to the wizards of Blackstaff Tower and the Griffin Riders and see what I can do.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course.
I say to Lark, your winking's getting better.
Thanks,
That
buddy.
was a good one.
I've been practicing.
It was thumb up.
How long's it been since we've been to Troll Skull and seen our short friends?
I think the last time you were there was like spring this year-ish, so about half a year.
And one of them is here in Neveremperor.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Nope.
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter.
He says, well, I wish you the best of luck.
Wait, we've got one more message.
Yes.
It's to Scoot's mom. Scoot, what did you want to say to your mom?
Just say hi. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be back.
Just give her a hug
Like-
for
He
us.
says, I always stop and say hi to Taga.
Okay.
So I'll let her know that Scoot says so too.
Don't always have
Should we
to.
Should we be sending back wages? Are they
No.
doing okay back
Or
there?
should we be collecting what they got?
Yeah, they're that's the money machine down there in Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah.
They're fine.
We can settle this later, but any artifacts or special magic things that I have, I want him to put in the magic item closet at Troll Skull because it hasn't been touched in a while.
You're saying, wait, so like stuff that you have in Troll Skull, put it away?
No, the stuff that I have on me,
here.
the things that I've collected,
Ah,
whatever.
stuff you're not using.
Yeah, stuff I'm not using. Like I think the Displacer Beast clothes. I don't even know where that is anymore. I may have given that to somebody.
Folded it
I think
up.
you're still wearing it. It's like 4 cloaks deep.
It's looking pretty threadbare.
That's why I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
Baby rolling 4 cloaks deep.
It's underneath the camel cape and then underneath the dragon cape.
And it's
just
taken a
way
couple
down there.
dips in like burning acid and fire. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, covered in things.
Yeah.
If she needs any supplies or anything from up north, I happen to see you again before. Just see if she needs anything.
Says, all right, and I'll check in on the teleportation circle too. Yes,
Yes, please.
will do.
Hey, is there any way to make my hat invisible?
Take it off.
He says,
That's not an option.
I will talk to Phyolith and see what I can do.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
The next fan art's going to be an outline of the hat.
Just dotted lines.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Would your hair just be like super matted? Then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like permanent hat head.
Big mullet.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
I give him a big hug.
He gives you one back. Very strong hug.
Man, Zardoz is so
He takes a big
cool. I say
bow.
to Scoot.
And he flounces away cheerfully.
He's fine.
So, the airship. Do you guys have any like preparations you want to make before you leave on this first sojourn?
Potion shops? Or did we have a selection to choose from the wizards?
Yeah, like any basic potions. Yeah.
I kind of like the spider climb. If they have another one of those, I
Sure.
would take one of those.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we need any more acid resistance? I drank mine, I know, when we were fighting the dragons.
I have a cloak.
Oh, yeah.
And I still
Couple
have my
cloaks.
You guys
healing
all have the
potion.
cloaks.
I have resistance for the time being.
Uh-huh.
That was some shade. At the
I know.
new
Is there
version.
any
Heard
like
that.
interplanar something? I don't know. Something about switching planes that we can prep for.
Scoot has his veil that lets you jump into the ethereal plane for a bit.
Oh, that's
we also
right.
we also have a galleon that
Did I
lets
just
us
send
do
that off though?
Did you?
Probably.
Oh.
Chase him down.
I run. I try to find Zardos.
You zipline rappel down on another
Yeah.
rope and you catch him further down.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
just that one thing. I'll take that one
And
thing.
he
back.
holds it out for you as if expecting you to want it.
Just kidding.
Don't tell anyone I was here. I grab it and I start climbing back up the rope. I don't want them to think I'm not cool. I do. I say all that out, exposing myself to Zardos.
Yeah. He's like elbowing people nearby and saying like, look at that cool guy up there.
God, I hate Zardos so much. So fucking cool. All right.
All right. Well, unless there's any other further stops, the ship takes off into the air with creaking wood and the sound of spider webs going taut, which kind of has like a ringing sound to it.
This is awesome.
Ilka and company play yourselves away into the
Mhm.
sky.
Boom, boom,
Tink,
boom, boom,
tink,
boom, boom,
tink.
If
boom,
you
boom,
deconstruct
boom,
it,
boom.
it sticks as come sail away.
Oh, but like with a lot of extra stuff
There's
going on.
so much going on. That's AWOL Nations.
I know.
But we could. You know what? Done.
It's a medley.
It's a mashup.
It's got an a cappella section in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Great. The ship moves fairly quickly, not quite as fast as a dragon at full tilt, but whatever magic is in the ship, along with your spell jamming helm, helps it move pretty fast. About 40 miles per hour when you're at full speed up in the air with the wind behind you.
What's going to happen when we all leave the ship? Is it going to crash out of the sky without anybody powering the Spelljammer helm?
Someone can sit up here and hum.
You would know that it was hovering in the air on this cliff,
Oh, okay.
like resisting physics before you put the helm on it. So there's something going on that keeps it
Gotcha.
aloft.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
you
locomotion requires the helm.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To get it speed and moxie.
Yeah. A little bit about the ship. It's got 2 big, heavy ballista on the front and 4 on the sides, 2 on each side. They each take 2 people to run effectively, but it's got some weaponry. It needs at least 12 people to kind of keep everything going at once. The magic that keeps it in the air, there's some wizards in the galley in the hold that are doing some kind of ritual every so often to help keep it afloat.
If I wasn't necessary for keeping everything going forward, if I could stop playing, I would want to get real familiar with those ballista.
Yeah, sure.
locations, if I had to do a quick repair of things like anything. I'm just trying to brainstorm as much as possible. Just kind of figuring out distances, angles, things like that.
Yeah, and it's not tech you haven't seen before. It's very easy for you to use. They're well maintained.
Excellent.
Zay climbs up into the crow's nest periodically to take little sketches of the landscape for her map collection.
Cartography.
Awesome. You also learn from the wizards in the hole that kind of are helping power the thing that once per hour they can, collectively, you need a group of spellcasters to do it, activate the ethereal sails that turn the whole ship ethereal for 30 seconds. So you can plane shift into the ethereal plane and move any direction you want to at 60 feet per round.
Dang.
Yeah. So about 300 feet. But it takes a team to use that ability. So, as you make your way south, you kind of take turns playing music. Zay, up in the crow's nest, you're the first one to see that in the direction of the Sword Mountains, as you start to get closer, like you're going over the foothills and the first peaks, towards where the spiral cavern is in the moonhole, you see a huge thunder cloud has formed and is kind of sitting like hurricane style, like right over the mountain. Lightning, snow and rain and hail. Visibility is poor. You just see the edge of it.
I climb down to alert everyone.
Can we tell if that seems magical in nature?
I guess roll insight or arcana.
Oh, my two specialties.
Or nature.
That's also not a specialty of mine. Best I got is +1 with insight. So 4.
4. That's a heck of a storm, man.
Oh,
It seems like the hail might be like golf ball sized.
Zay climbs back up to take another look.
Okay.
24.
Same result.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems very magical in nature. There's no reason it would sit so still in the sky. Like it's got a radius to it.
Yeah. That's kind of what I
That's
was
not what
thinking.
Scoot said.
I got a little closer so I could examine it.
So-
Oh.
Yeah.
My question is, do we need the stealth if it's so busy up there? And do we even want to fly into it if it's
Yeah, I don't know.
golf balls pelting our sails?
I was thinking the same thing. Who are the scouts that are with us?
It's a crack team of wizards and druids, essentially. And
What do
a
they
couple
think?
rogues.
What's their advice as far as getting in there?
Well, when you share the news with them about the storm, they're saying clearly it's magical in nature and we could maybe send a couple agents in, but we should probably stay pretty far away and maybe bring the rest of the army in before we get too close because we don't want to get stuck in some kind of a confrontation where we don't know what's going on in there. Like a small team could get in there, take a look and leave, and then we come back with the main force. Try not to get caught.
Okay.
I'm
Right
good
now
with
you're
that.
pretty high, above the clouds too. So in theory, unless someone was really being watchful, they wouldn't know that you were there yet. But you don't want to get too much closer.
Yeah, I think we've done all the traveling we need to right now.
So who's going in? Do you want to send scouts or do you want to go yourselves?
Well, the scouts are here to scout.
Right.
Probably pretty good at it.
True.
And rather than split the party, do we just all stay together and just send the scouts?
How do the scouts feel?
They're totally fine to do it themselves.
I'd say let's do that.
All right. Good luck. Are we dropping you off here, or what do you want us to do?
Yeah, they'll swan dive out and fly in magically.
Okay.
Do you want to roll persuasion or charisma just to try to give them a pep talk beforehand?
Definitely.
Anything like that?
Yeah. How can we buff them?
Performance.
Intimidation.
That works too.
Do a good job, or else.
I'll put on a big motivational speech.
You can do it as a group too if you each have stuff you want to
Definitely.
do. Roll it.
22.
22 is a pretty good motivational speech.
I'm halfway up the mast, hanging off by one hand, talking about their virtues and their values, and
Channeling Keira Knightley.
sure,
Pirates of the
that'll
Caribbean.
work. Yep.
I just whenever I picture somebody
Yep.
hanging from a mast. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say dirty 20 for me.
Nice.
I would like to use perception to look them over once real quick. It'll be amateur eyes, but I'm kind of looking for metal, anything that'll rattle, shake, reflect, anything like that.
Plenty of it. Yeah.
I just kind of want to see if there's anything I can think of 19.
You're just checking to see what metal they have on them?
I'm just checking. I'm looking them over for anything that might break stealth. So things that would make noise, things that would rattle on them, things that would reflect like a metal if it caught a light.
Some of them do have daggers or like elbow pads or like.
Yep. And so I'm just kind of want to go, if you can kind of find a way to cover that up, that might bump into that and make a clang. That's all I'm doing.
Excellent. They seem ready to go.
Nice.
Awesome.
And they depart in the dead of night. Whoosh. And after a tense few hours, they come back. And it seems like they're all intact. And they report to you that they were able to get close to the edge of the moonhole within the storm. It's definitely a localized thunderstorm. There are hidden openings with archers and ballistae scattered around the hole in the mountains. They also noticed riders upon reindeer-like steeds near the on top of the spires around the hole. At least a handful of them, 6 to 10. And lastly, and most importantly, they got a glimpse of a blue dragon moving around along the inside edge of the moonhole, causing the thunderstorm with its breath, occasionally like breathing lightning out into the storm that would swirl around and kind of keep it going.
Were any of the dragons that we knew blue?
No.
So this is a new entity.
Yeah.
Did they see the Concord jewel?
They did. Yes, it was in there. Shining at the bottom of the cavern.
What do we know about blue dragons? That's thunder, snow.
Roll nature.
So the Concord jewel is visible from the moonhole, is our understanding.
Yeah, it's like way down there, but yeah.
Okay.
13 for knowledge on blue dragons.
You know that they breathe lightning, and they're generally really good diggers. Like they're found in deserts and caverns. Yeah, sinkholes, that kind of thing.
All right.
Ilka, can you remind me what it felt like to wear the dragon mask? Do you feel like you could manipulate this dragon in some way?
Oh.
You would have had time to like fully attune to it at this point. So
yeah, I could have done that over the long rest.
Yeah. You would know that the mask of black dragon kind gives you resistance to acid as a given when you're wearing it. You can speak Draconic when you're wearing it. You have dark vision, and you can gain blind sight for 5 minutes when you have it on, as a dragon would.
What is blind sight?
It essentially is like really good senses, even if you're like totally blinded, like hearing and smell.
All right. How does it let me interact with other dragons?
You can add, it doesn't really give you like mind control over dragons, but it gives you just a sense of charisma when you're dealing with dragons and the cult of the dragon. Like you have possibly advantage or bonuses to your persuasion or discussion with them.
Great.
It also lets you add your charisma to your armor class when you're not wearing armor.
Wow.
So you have the option of just wearing the mask and no armor and adding charisma, which is wild.
Like my actual charisma or my charisma
Your
boost?
modifier.
Bonus.
Your modifier.
Could be used in place of armor, basically.
Neat.
Can you be wearing the mask and armor but count your
Whichever
charisma
is
instead?
higher.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, and it also gives
Yeah.
you 1 legendary resistance once per day. You can automatically succeed at a saving throw. And you can breathe underwater. It gives basically like a lot of like
Damn.
dragon-ish stuff. Yeah. I have a whole list. I can send it to you.
Amazing. No, that's very different from what I was picturing, which
Yep.
was some kind of a psychic link with dragons.
It does it specifically gives you advantage against charisma check. Advantage with charisma checks against black dragons. And other dragons it has influence.
Amazing. Great. I relay all that to Zay.
Wow.
Right?
Here's the spec sheet.
It makes me awesome. I guess I don't think that blue dragon is our friend. I don't think
No.
interacting it will help our situation much.
I would like to alert the army to what they'll be facing.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was
Send a
my
message.
yeah.
The guards you mentioned also, there's this weird, like, sweet, sickly sweet honey scent coming out of the cave mouth, too.
False dragon piss again.
Yeah, that's the description matches. So that has some influence on how the dragon's acting.
Do we know specifically what the influence is? Have we figured that out yet? Or do we kind of just assuming mind control or more persuasive?
Yeah,
type
the most
things?
direct you saw was when Jill was kind of under its influence in the cave.
Yeah.
Where you had to kind of get her out of it, and it took some serious persuasion.
Groggy and open to suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a mild brainwash.
Yep.
All right. Kind of like Jägermeister.
Dragon Jaeger.
Great.
Yep.
Someone just
No.
trademarked that.
And that's about it for the scout report. So, they didn't report on the front door. So,
Just the moon hole.
just the moon hole.
What you guys use for so you had invisibility potions, and then what's your flying deal?
The fly spell.
Oh, okay. It's all
Literally.
magic.
Yep. A bunch of magic.
We should get magic brooms.
Yeah.
Could
I
sneak
have
in on those.
I have really quiet boots
That would be useful.
and some leather armor. I feel like I'm equipped.
Note. Justin wants more loot.
I just gave you a bunch of daggers.
That's
and
true.
poison.
I have some daggers.
And a volatile potion.
Yeah,
and
an
some
explosive
wyvern poison.
potion. Maybe we could drop the explosive potion down the moon hole.
Yeah, we never
See what happens.
we never
Good
explored
start.
the
Yeah.
gas them out philosophy, like
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
the when Geneva Convention violations or something you were talking about.
I asked you how much you wanted to violate.
and I
the
said
convention.
7.5 out of 10.
And everybody seemed pretty okay with that.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
mean,
So I'm bringing that back
Yeah.
up now. What can we do to expand that volatile potion?
Yeah, the idea, that we just clear the whole cavern out.
Do any
or
of
they
the
all
talked about,
jump
like,
in
pepper
the Concord
spray.
Jewel and
Yeah.
do any of the scouts can they recognize the potion?
Sure, it's like a really advanced alchemist fire, essentially. It's just like a powerful grenade, an explosive.
I'm glad I caught that.
Yeah,
so he
good
was
job.
going to blow himself up,
Seems that way.
presumably. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm adding alchemist fire to my inventory.
What was that or get turned into a cicada for an hour?
It would have been funny, actually, if you didn't catch it. It would have like fallen and then popped him back into human form again. But,
But it would have killed all the eggs.
right.
And hurt my feelings
Right.
because since I was under it.
So what do you do with this new knowledge, y'all?
Well, we got to go prep the army, I think. We can't do anything until the army gets here.
Right.
Unless we really feel like we can stealth in there, and I'm not confident.
But if
No.
we've got wizards who'll turn us invisible, was that the offer?
They were just saying they have those skills. I mean, if you want to go in yourselves.
They chose with all of those things on their own to not go in.
Oh,
Right.
How fast is the fly spell?
I think it's like your move speed. You can check.
Would that assist the halo drop that we were talking about?
Yeah.
Could we fall at normal falling speed and then choose to use the
60 feet, sorry.
flying just at the last moment, say when we're all real close to the Concord Jewel, avoid the combat altogether and just
zip
everyone
in.
everyone touch it and we take that jewel and run.
We have to go inside of it, right? We ride inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you know.
As opposed to trying to take everything on or try to sacrifice all these lives in the name of a distraction to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's possible. Also, it has to be piloted, but Zay was a pilot before? I'm trying to
I
remember.
was taught how. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the four of us could go.
So if we've got potions of fly and invisibility, how far was the Concord Jewel from the moonhole?
I think we said about 500 feet or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we get any intel? We didn't get any intel on what's between the moonhole and the Concord Jewel.
A blue dragon.
A
Which-
blue dragon and like a bunch of caverns and encampments and
Yeah, and you were saying that there's people who like armed people in little pockets throughout, but they would, if we're invisible, they wouldn't see us.
presumably.
The scouts. I would ask the scouts, did it seem like the concentration of people was more outside or inside?
More outside, they say.
So if we can get in, we're past half the defenses already.
So should we run the? Like, let's ask the scouts. What do you think of this plan, scouts? What if we did a halo drop using your invisibility magic and flying magic, and drop right through the moon hole to the jewel?
They say the leader of the scouts says that it seems extremely risky and pretty gutsy.
I mean, that makes it sound better.
Those are our
Actually,
defining characteristics.
he says that he's heard stories that those reindeer, the peritons, can see through invisibility, or at least detect it very easily. So you'd have to be very careful.
And we're jumping through a storm.
We'd have to
Forgot
jump
about
through the storm.
The hailstorm.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Okay, I'm getting the sense that we're not supposed to jump through the moon hole.
Mark always has this cosmic sense of what you're supposed to do.
I assume it's because you
Just get
two
a
talk
vibe.
before the episode.
Not at all. Just sort of, I don't know, just get a sense.
I'm wondering
what feels
if,
right.
because we can phase shift, we could plan to phase. Does it seem like there would be enough room for this ship inside of the mountain?
Yeah,
in that
it'd be a little
cavern?
tight, but yeah.
So we could maybe phase shift
And
into
just pop into existence right next to it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Hop
good.
over and fly out.
That's right. We do have this galleon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
so
get
once the army gets here,
we get 300 feet of that, right?
Yep.
You said.
Yep.
Is that once per?
Per hour.
Okay.
No,
How-
so it's,
Oh, but then it's stuck in there for an hour.
well,
It could probably fit through the hole, but yeah.
so we'd want to like fill it with soldiers and then do that. So in either way, we'd want to wait for the army. My next concern then is the four of us, or however many, fit inside this jewel, show up in the Radiant Citadel, and we don't know what it's like there.
We don't know what we're flying into.
Yeah. How long does it take to get there again? Hours or?
Like an hour or so,
So we'd
of
have time to
travel.
at least talk about it.
Yeah. It's not instantaneous.
Yeah, you had to kind of zoom
Yeah.
your way in
That's
the
what I was
ethereal plane.
picturing.
Yeah.
I was picturing you describing us approaching it.
But what we heard about it was that there was some unrest, and
Well, there's
From
a
the
missing.
last
There's a missing
refugee.
Dracolich too. Like that was
Yeah.
a thing that's not there right now.
in the Radiant Citadel.
Right.
What if
it's not in the spiral cavern, so it might be in the Radiant Citadel. Yeah.
Right.
But we just got general unrest there, or just some like crime is up.
Yep.
That's the report we got.
From
Not that the whole city's been taken over, or that fires are burning everywhere.
And,
But
and that report was like weeks old.
Ah,
That's the
it
last
wasn't-
refugee.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last they heard.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were fighters in the Radiant Citadel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really powerful ones.
is,
Yeah.
is Zay the only one who can fly it
Yes.
among us? Can that be taught to someone else?
I think it took him days to teach me, didn't it? I mean,
Took a
yes.
while, but
yeah.
I can teach you. I'm a great teacher.
I would hope so.
Core skills.
Because then Zay or myself could pick a creature that does have business being in a cave. That one person could fly in, pilot the thing halfway out, and then y'all join us airborne topside. Instead of us bringing this
Oh.
entire galleon down into the cave,
Oh,
one of us just sneaks in, grabs
Does
the
it go
jewel.
through the air? I thought it kind of traveled interplanar.
It rises up
so.
and then winks out.
Hmm.
Yeah. The last time you wrote it, it went up a few hundred feet and then
But
Poof.
it didn't. But the moon hole wasn't there when we left, so it doesn't leave the cavern, right?
Right, exactly.
Oh. So no good.
Well, you could get it higher up and then like jump down to it. That's true.
Sure.
And then
the others
you might
jump
be like
in.
right up next to it. Yeah.
Because we don't need everyone, this small army we have. We just need the four of us, right?
You don't know that.
We don't know that.
Well, that's all we're going to fit into the jewel.
Yeah. We
Right.
can we can make a plan to invade with as many people as we can and then decide.
You were told that the three ships could sidle up next to it also, and they had some kind of magic aura that would let the ships travel with the jewel
Ooh.
in the last episode.
Yep.
Do we
So
think there's enough room for all three?
But there's
Did
only one
phase in?
Spelljammer helm.
there are three. They had two, and you provided the third one.
Oh,
So
well, why? How come the rest didn't come?
they will when you depart like in earnest. This was like the scouting mission that
I
you're
see.
on right now.
Okay.
Wait, do we have to go back to tell them to leave?
Right. That was the idea, is that you're going ahead
Mm.
right now while the soldiers get ready. And
Okay. So I guess we're coming. I guess we're going back.
Guess we were talking about this on the way back.
Yep.
yeah. Okay, so you're back in Neverwinter now, and everyone's ready to go. Your full complement of people is ready for you, all the jolly gents, as well as some new faces. You see a few familiar people. There's a tiefling young man. It's Squidly has volunteered to join your
Squidly!
crew. On top of Felrecht Lafine of Bregan Dareth has stayed behind
Oh my goodness.
to assist on the journey. There's a massive Bulette crawling onto the bottom of the ship. Everyone seems a little bit leery of Shaleheart, but she showed up and she says that her babies are just fine. They're all grown up now. So
Are
happy
Squidly,
to
Felrecht,
join you.
and Shellheart on our galleon?
on your galleon, yes.
Oh my goodness.
You know, if you don't put commas, that can look like one name.
Squidly Felrecht Bulette.
That's right.
Shellheart.
While we were waiting for the scouts, I was hunting for Lunaria. Did I find any?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's mostly grows by the ocean, but we'll say there's a little bit.
Oh, there
yeah.
maybe there wasn't any. Then
Yeah.
that's fine.
We're gonna
If I found some, I give it to Shellheart.
Sure, yeah. She is very appreciative.
Amazing.
Also, Phylith the Ragamuffin, like the garbage creature from the bag dimension, shows up as a sort of quartermaster. Also
Wait,
representing Bragendareth.
Where did we leave Phylith? I forgot about that guy.
You should ask Phylith, because
Phylith-
Phylith's here.
Phylith, yeah. is
Phylith,
like,
where'd we leave you?
I've been on the Sea Maidens Fair the whole time, guys.
Oh, really?
Remember?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
stayed there to
yeah.
help
No,
them out.
I do not
We came
remember.
out
I was
through
going to
our
look for
bag.
gainful employment in Neverwinter, and I've had a good time here working for the city, helping them rebuild.
Nice work.
You ready to have a
Phylith.
bad time? Because we're going to go to war.
Well, that's why I'm volunteering. Yeah,
Yay!
I figure I owe it to you guys.
Yeah.
And lastly, you're given the option that there is another band in town that can help keep playing the music for you if you want to.
That'd be great.
They're called the
actually.
Doom Raiders.
Ah!
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we
If you're all right with having a second fiddle on board.
We've met
Yep, we
We've
roadied
jammed.
for them.
a couple times.
we're getting the whole band back together.
Yeah, really.
Pun intended.
Yep.
Lastly, a couple guards walk up with this surly-looking, super scarred man in manacles, and they're like, "This guy also volunteered to join your ship. He said he was a friend. We don't trust him. We heard he tried to kill you, but his name is Erstal Floxen. Do you want this fella aboard your boat?" They
I
give you
looked
the
to
choice.
Scoot.
Sounds familiar.
He's giving you a little thumbs up, friend.
Yeah, why not?
YOLO.
What? Yeah. Who is that?
Manacles on.
He's
her
the guy that you hit with the furniture and then fought again inside the. You took his poison when we were getting.
Oh, yeah.
Did we throw him off a bridge?
No, that's
16
String Jack.
Okay.
Urstel's in here since like,
Erstal deserves
episode
this.
4.
He deserves
Something.
this shot. Bring it in. Yeah. You
Yeah.
want a hug?
Well, that's what he's not ready for a hug yet, but
All right.
he seems like he kind of wants to redeem himself. and prove
I
himself.
will remove his bindings.
He seems very taken aback and very solemn after that. Just kind of regards the four of you with extreme thoughtfulness and possibly respect.
I give him
I-
a thumbs up.
I put out a fist for a bump.
He just looks at it for a second
Just
and then gives you a little
bang,
fist bump
little
back,
one,
and he
and
gets to work.
Yep, and we go on our ways. That's it.
prepping.
That's all needed.
Yep.
Nice.
So your ship is full of people that you know, plus about 10 extras.
Do we
mostly
have the
spellcasters.
do we have the ripples?
Yep.
Okay.
There's like a 30% chance they kill us on the way there.
All these people.
All these people.
Yeah.
This whole thing could go off the rails any second. It's
This
so
is-
many personalities in one small space.
I'm getting flash. So I'll tell you guys the story after. You can cut that out. Sorry. All right, we're ready.
All right. And the ground force has already left a few hundred people. So the three ships rise off into the sky.
And who's piloting the other two?
You don't know.
Okay.
Renair is staying behind. Daggle Neverember was around, kind of like marshaling the soldiers. It seems like he's really into the whole like getting soldiers ready thing. It's bringing him back to the old days, and he's embracing that. While Renair is more into the civic functions of leadership.
It's nice that they can work together now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they both see you off as you go, and there's a band playing, and the Neverwintrians
As long as there's no
cheer
violin,
you on as you go.
we're good.
What'd you say?
As long as there's no violin, we're good.
Yeah. A halfling sings, "Home is behind, the world's ahead."
Aw,
Whatever the
kidding.
group was playing on the Titanic.
the greatest adventure.
Nearer
Near
my God to
thee. Mhm.
Yeah.
String quartet.
And you take off your three ships above the clouds towards the Sword Mountains.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And we have 48,000 experience points. I know because my ritual is every time I start a new one, I put my experience points at the
Oh,
at the level.
nice.
Nice.
How do you know we have that?
Because we
It's
just
in
hit
the
level 9.
It's in the PHB,
I've
and we
been
just hit
DMing
level 9.
that's
Scott
how
every encounter.
many.
Yeah.
And I keep track of all the monsters we kill.
Yeah. Throw it into the
Afterwards, you're
calculator.
listening to the episode, like, okay,
Yeah.
Cobalt,
Just a
50
spreadsheet, like
XP.
Yeah. 3
Well-
CR4s and 1 CRA together makes a deadly encounter.
By the way, I gave myself experience for that last kill, Justin,
Hey.
through osmosis.
Okay.
I learned by watching you.
We all got in the same party.
It's unsanctioned.
Did 65 damage.
Amazing.
You came in, slapped him, dead.
Poked him once,
Down he goes.
and then the little level up thing went.
Ding. It is so satisfying. God, I love dopamine.